Ukraine's ambassador to Australia is in Melbourne today to commemorate Ukrainian Independence Day alongside members of the community. Julia Bradley is at a flag-raising ceremony. Julia, the ambassador has had some passionate words to say today.
He certainly has, Tom. The Ukrainian ambassador to Australia, Vasyl Myroshnychenko, he's here meeting with members of the Ukrainian community in Melbourne on what is such an important day for the Ukrainian community. This is Independence Day, so it's commemorating the independence of Ukraine back in 1991 from Soviet rule. But we heard from the ambassador that back then that achieving of independence was peaceful. Now things are not so peaceful. Of course, this is also 6 months on from Russia's invasion of Ukraine, so today really taking on a whole new meaning. Now, a short time ago, we saw Vasyl join members of the Ukrainian community, also the council here, for this flag-raising ceremony. He's been meeting with people to get a sense of how they're feeling. Plenty of people have fled the war and are now settling in Australia. I'm joined now by Natalie. You had quite a prominent position within the Ukrainian community here in Victoria. What does today mean to you?
Yes, I am the former president of the Ukrainian Women's Association in Victoria. Today is, as we know, the 31st anniversary of the Ukrainian Independence Day, and it is bittersweet though. It's a very emotional time for all Ukrainians, including myself. I do have family, cousins, and second cousins in Ukraine, and we worry about them every day. What will Putin do next? And so we just hope and pray that as the world is united, Ukraine still needs help. We're a strong nation, we're a strong people, we're very resilient, but we do need help, and Putin will not stop with Ukraine.
How can Australians help?
I just think the moral support, maybe financial support, humanitarian training of our soldiers would be helpful, and well, we're always happy to receive any kind of weapons and ammunition that we can. I feel they need that support.
How are your family over there faring? Where exactly do they live?
My family, luckily, is in Western Ukraine, but they do have sirens and alarms every evening, sometimes and every day, and in which they have to go and hide in bunkers or basements. They do the best they can. It's coming up to the end of summer there, because it is the northern hemisphere, and they've tried to, plant their gardens, and now they're harvesting soon and trying to just lead as much of a normal life as they can, but always on the lookout for what's going to happen. And the most troublesome now is the nuclear power plant.
Are they hopeful that the war will end?
They are hopeful. They're keeping hope and staying positive and just getting on with life as they can. And they will cross that bridge when they come to it, if and when any harm should come to them. And we're here to support them as well.
Thank you so much for your time, Natalie. I'll catch up with you in a second. So it is such an incredibly meaningful day for Ukrainians. 3.5 million Ukrainians fled when the war broke out and headed over to Poland. 4,000 Ukrainians in Australia. As you can see, fly over there. There's plenty of security on hand today. It's really an important day. The ambassador still here over there speaking to another media outlet. We'll grab him in a moment. But as you can see, this is really a show of solidarity. The Ukrainian community here in Melbourne really rallying, fighting for independence, a show of just how important it is to fight for independence. The Ukrainian ambassador, he did also give a speech earlier this morning where he was addressing some business leaders in Melbourne. It was there that he spoke about the need for a better trade relationship with other countries. He's calling on countries like Australia to really help Ukraine get back on its feet when the war eventually ends. Also, he did caution against an over-reliance on China. So that is another thing that he said that people really need to be mindful of.